What's good, y'all? What up, everybody? It's your boy Bush, broadcasting live from my car. Let me see if I can get some more light in this bitch. Oh my god, man, some good ass weed. Check it out. Y'all remember the Tupac situation, right? How did we solve Tupac's murder, or allegedly solve Tupac's murder? That's when we get into Keefe D. Keefe D. Keefe D was a Crip from the same place that the guy that Tupac beat up on camera. I can't say allegedly because it's on camera. He's a Crip from he's a Southside Crip. I forgot the actual set or whatever, but Keefe D is a Crip, an OG. You feel me? How do we solve Tupac murder? Because of Keefe D. That boy Keefe D got caught up and got into some shit that he couldn't really handle. Keefe D got caught, he used to move that water. In Cali, we call it water. Certain places call it dust juice. Certain places call it, angel dust or whatever. Or it's really formaldehyde. It's that shit that they use to preserve dead bodies. Gangsters in Cali, they use it. They dip their cigarette in it and whatever, and it takes their brain to another level. Now, Keefe D got caught up for having like a couple ounces of that shit, and that shit is, if you get caught with that, it's like heroin. You could get in trouble for that, for real trouble. So Keefe D being a Crip, known Crip, registered Crip, drug dealer, he got caught up with a lot of that shit. You feel me? So he had to get his way out, find his way out of this shit. So basically, what he did is what T.I. did. We'll get into that, but what he did is tell on the dead. Tell on the dead. What's really wrong with that? Not even like, because you could be lying. We don't know the truth. There should be a stipulation in law to where you can't, because it's like the person got to be alive. You can't accuse a dead person of something. That's crazy. But Keefe D is a long story. Y'all go check it out somewhere on YouTube. Keefe D basically gave the whole rundown of how Tupac died. Him and three other Southside Crips, was in the car, rolled up on him. It's a long story. Y'all go check it out. But now we're going to analyze this telling on the dead. And is that really honorable? Is that really, shout out to King Ernest, is that really something that we want to get into? Because if you want to tell on the dead, you would lie. You would tell on any fucking body, basically. And not only that, you would lie to get your ass out of some trouble. Tupac, big star, prominent star. Why the fuck would you do that to Keefe D's kids? Keefe D had kids. Tupac didn't have kids. My dad killed Tupac. You know what I mean? Think about it. And the fans of Tupac, there's gonna be kids, because Tupac is a legend and his shit ain't gonna never die. So his stuff is gonna be reoccurring. So there's kids out there that are fans, that's gonna be fans of Tupac. I think of those kids, Keefe D kids, who that man told on. We don't know if it's true or not. If it's true, then hey, the kids, it is what it is. That's the reality. But we don't know if it's true or not. Telling on the dead. Think about his family. You feel me? Everybody in his family and Keefe D's family. I know his mom probably still alive. He got sisters and brothers. He got cousins, loved ones, all that. Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? You're never gonna win. Why would you even like to tell on the dead is a disgusting thing, really, when you think about it. Now, Tupac, he passed away. Everybody was mad. Keefe D got in trouble. He said he knows who killed Tupac. That's how he gonna get out of his trouble. He said he probably been holding that in his fucking bag for a minute. He been holding that for a minute. Like, okay, let me hold this and use this when it's time to use it. He almost got his ass in some. He would have been locked away for life if he didn't fucking tell give those details out. He would have been gone forever. So think about that too. Now I'm not gonna lie. I think about will I be that type of person to do that? You know what I mean? To tell on my dead nephew, my dead cousin, or my dead, or to make up a story about them. Yeah, but it's not about being religious or all that other shit. Or it's about being logical. The guy got family. The guy got kids. The guy got people out here that care about him. Now they looking at him a certain way because you went threw dirt on his name while he in the grave under 6 feet of dirt. You feel me? So I don't condone that. Keefe D. I watched all his interviews. He was a real hustler, a real dude that made a lot of money in the streets. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't like what he did to his cousin, Baby Lanes, I think his name was, or something like that. I forgot his fucking name. It don't really matter. Because really, Keefe D probably made that whole shit up. I guarantee Keefe D probably made that whole shit up. For all we know, Keefe D pulled the trigger. He was the older G in the car. You know what I mean? He could have pulled the trigger and then kept that in the bag. We don't know what the fuck. It probably wasn't even them. We don't even know if it was them. That's the crazy part. Everybody running with it and it's claiming, yeah, we know who killed Pac, whatever. But y'all don't really know nothing unless you was there. Unless you was there, and not the girls that seen Tupac on the strip. A lot of people seen Tupac on the strip. It's the people that killed Pac. They know who did it. Those only ones. And maybe Suge Knight. So telling on the dead, and you got to think about this, like Little Dirk, just for example. We could keep going down the list. You see what happened to Thug or whatever else. Like, think about these guys that's getting in trouble for real crazy shit and getting right back out. It's telling on the dead the new way. It's telling on the dead a new. I feel like it's a loophole that the police didn't really, really, because guess what? The police don't give a fuck about nothing but solving the case, especially a murder. Police don't give a fuck about nothing but solving that murder at all. So if you offering the police, look, I know who killed that motherfucker. You've been fighting. You've been trying to solve this case forever. I could help you solve this case. Get you that raise, that promotion, that look that you want amongst your peers. Because that's what really it's about too. These cops don't want to be looked at as lames and scrubs like nobody wants to on no job. So it's like me, for instance. Not I shouldn't say me, but say the average a guy get caught with some shit. Is that a loophole? Man, I know who did this, and say something about a dead man who was in. Or if it's fact or not, like I don't feel it's right. Even if it's facts, it's disgusting. That man lived his life. He died. His kids, what they know, and that's it. I know the truth should come out, but guess what? Telling on the dead is some real filthy shit. Now, Keefe D, with that case, he was facing life. He got caught with like a big ass thing full of water, a couple of them, and he was moving that shit. Because really, the water, the dust juice, we used to get that. I think LA came with that first. And then niggas in New York and everybody started doing it. They call it the water. They call it the fucking wet. That wet, you dip your cigarette, you dip the tip of your joint in there and turn it upside down. And that oil start flowing all the way through. In California, that's my first time doing it. I was like 15. I got kicked out of the house in Brooklyn. And I got on the Greyhound bus with whatever I had and went to Cali. Had to live with my cousin for a minute and then my mom's and all that type of shit. But this older G, he was a Crip. I ain't gonna say his name. We was at a party with my cousin, and my cousin's house had a party. And I was just, I don't know. I was a young, wild, stupid dude. And he pulled out the joint. I'm like, hell yeah, I smoked a lot of weed all day. But then he pulled out this little oil thing. He dipped the joint in the oil and turned it upside down like this and let that shit run down. You see it run all the way down. I'm like, what is that? He said, nigga, this that wet. I forgot what he said. He said some West Coast shit. He's a straight West Coast Crip nigga. But he said something, you know what I mean? And I hit that shit because I trusted him. I fucked with him. He's the older G, bigger G. He was a real one. And I hit that shit, yo. I felt like I was standing there floating. I feel like I could do amazing things on that shit. It's disgusting. That was the last time I ever did it. But I can imagine the power of it when you're a real gang member, gang bang out there. So Keefe D got caught for selling that shit. He's a gang member. He knows. He was one of the ones spreading the shit, really letting people know about it because he's an older G. You know what I mean? So he probably was one of the ones spreading it across the country or whatever. When he got caught with that, he knew because of his record, his ass was going down for a long, long, long time. Probably never get out. So it's like, what you gonna do? You don't want to be a snitch. You're a gangster. You don't want to be a little rat. You don't want to tell on none of your homies. You love all your homies. What do? You gonna tell Mike? His decision was to tell on his nephew and just air it out about his nephew, basically, because his nephew was no joke. That dude, he got killed in another unrelated shootout. Everybody that bring up his name, they say he was one of them ones that was out there, you know, about that life on some real shit. He wasn't going. Man, I forgot this nigga name, man. What's his name, y'all? A couple people, let me know if y'all know. I forgot. Baby Lanes, I think, something like that. And he the one, like I said, got jumped by Tupac, beat up. Now maybe Keefe D is thinking this nigga a criminal, he a thug. He died, it's over. Fuck it. Let me throw this dirt on his name to save my ass. And honestly, I can't tell you if his nephew would agree with it or not. His nephew probably would grimy type to agree with that. Like, yeah, fuck it, tell him. But think about the kids and shit. They gotta deal with it. That's their reality though. So really, that's their reality. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Now, with T.I., and another thing with the Keefe D situation, man, it's definitely more involved. I think he did more shit as far as telling and running his mouth. I think he did more things. That was his way of clearing his name with his homies and letting them know, man, I told on the dead. Because the case wasn't solid. So saying that they couldn't run with that, like, because the case ain't closed, literally. I don't think. The case is still open. So I don't think that really would have benefited him or not, but he could have used that as a smoking mirror, like, yeah, I told on the dead, that's how I'm out. Nah, nigga, nah. You told some more, that's why you out. You told more, that's why you out. You told the dead, that case ain't closed, homie. They can't close that case. So that's not helping the police, really. It's not. You know what I mean? So you had to say some more. You ran your mouth some more. Let's be honest here. Then you got T.I. 1,000 big ass guns. Remember when 50 said got guns the size of Lil Bow Wow? Yo, that boy T.I. had guns the size of Lil Bow Wow. Big guns. All kind of clips. All kind of accessories. Silencers, all that type of shit. I know y'all seen it. And did this nigga did a year. I think 6ix9ine did time to him, tell you the truth. I think a lot of rats did way more time than him. So he got caught in silencers. Shout out to Young. And silencers, which is a lot of time alone. Like if I get caught with a silencer without a gun, I'm going away for a minute. Not no 1 year. And think about that. 6ix9ine, I think, did 2 years. And you could name other snitches. They did a lot of time. T.I. wasn't ready to do no. He did. I think he was talking from the beginning, from the jump. That's what I really feel like. You feel me? Oh, he said 10 mandatory. God damn, for the silencers in certain states. But we know New York ain't having nothing, ain't with nothing. You get caught with any type of guns in New York, any type of anything in New York, as far as violence and shit like that, you out of here. As far as guns, you're gone. If you got a clean record, you get caught with a thing, you're gonna get certain. They're gonna hit you with 3. You might do a year or 2 on that. You got a clean record and you're good in prison, and you're a good guy. You got a record like T.I., who was a crack boy from the streets a long time, got caught up for crack a couple of times. He might have read it back then. We don't know. He might have built that relationship back then, because the way he be talking, like when he was in the streets, he wasn't like he elevated his level up. So the nigga, how you ain't do no real time back then? How you ain't do no real time back then? Everybody I know that dealt crack went to prison for a minute. You feel me? So yeah, and I remember, like, see, this came out about T.I. when Wack came out and said that, let's be honest here, Wack 100, and we started analyzing, but that's not true. It came out when everybody seen him get caught with all them damn guns, and he only got that little bit of time that he got. That's when it really came out. Wack really made us start thinking about it, though. Wack and company with the 100 show or whatever on Clubhouse made us start thinking about, why is this nigga out? How is he out? And now, and then Keefe D came out. He got on Vlad. He got on everybody's shit, talking about the Tupac case. And really, what I think is, Keefe D was getting pressured by the homies. Pressed, like, how you out when you got caught with all that fucking water, all that fucking angel dust, all that formaldehyde in the fucking, how you out right now? So yeah, it's more than one. It's intricate shit to this. Keefe D had to explain himself to the homies too, not the people. He don't give a fuck about what we think. He really had to explain himself to his homies and people that he might be associated with every day. So what do you do? And to sell drugs and make that money, Keefe was I think he had millionaire status with the drugs. So he was involved in a lot of shit. He had drugs moving all around the country, all around the town. So to do that, you have to have some sense. You think he the first one to think of, oh, tell him the dead. Because I'm telling you right now, yo, I'm going to tell you right now, this shit is about to be lit. Telling on the dead, that's going to be the new thing. And they're going to throw all kind of dirt on dead motherfuckers. Yeah, he was this, he was that. He was the baddest motherfucker in town. They'll throw a lot of dirt on the dead. It's going to happen. And now, when you do that, that's like a ace in the hole. You feel me? An ace in the hole. Keeping that in the back of your brain, like, they get me. I'm telling little JoJo, a little Ron, a little Gunman T, or Mikey fucking Crazy Mike. Everybody know Crazy Mike. He was in the vicinity. He was around when it went down. He could be easily pinned for the shit. So yeah, that's another level of this game, and I guarantee you, the police gonna start saying, nah, we don't want no information on no dead motherfucker, because honestly, you can't prove that. If the person's dead, how the fuck can we prove that? Nah, you can't just run with that. Like I said, Tupac case ain't closed. Biggie case. Hold up, because somebody told on the alleged killer of Biggie, and I don't fucking remember who. I think it might have been Keefe D. Pookie, that dude Pookie Loc. They saying that's Biggie's killer. Pookie Loc, they saying that's Biggie's killer. You know what I mean? So who told on him? He been dead since that information came out. Who told on him to get all could get their ass out? That's something that we need to analyze. The people gonna get onto it later. I guarantee you. But telling on the dead is something I don't agree with. Because you could say, oh, if he did it, fuck him. If he's that vicious, fuck him. But guess what? We don't know if he did it because he's not here to defend himself. And if he dead and long gone, and actually, it's not just that. The person's dead, and the time span of the crime, most of the time of the shit they telling, is from a long fucking time ago. Now with T.I.'s situation, a lot of people's questioning how his cousin actually died in the first place. You know what I mean? A lot of people are questioning that. But me, I know people die. That's just life. You're gonna die. That's life. But that's awful convenient for T.I. You feel me? Very convenient for T.I. Yeah, he died. And you know what was disgusting to me when T.I. said, I talked to him after he was dead. T.I. said, I talked to him and he told me I'm good. I could do it. He said he talked to the dead man. He told him, the dead man told him to tell on him. Now, that should tell you something about his character. I always say this. Motherfuckers' actions could tell you about who they are. Don't ignore people's actions and what they, you know what I mean? Don't ignore that. Because that's going to tell you who the motherfucker, that's going to tell you who the person is. The actions. Don't just go with something because you like the person for whatever reason or, you know what I mean? Look at what they do. Look at their actions. Tell on your cousin and then tell the media, oh, I did this because he told me. I talked to him when he was dead. We had a conversation. He told me to tell on him. You feel me? Now look at T.I. kids. King. All them little niggas that think they, you know, whatever they think. I like, you know, I love black success. I know they grew up rich and I don't blame them for their attitudes and how they move. I don't blame that shit at all. Yo, look at the squirrel. The squirrel is moving with a bag. That's crazy. I ain't gonna show y'all. I don't blame the kids, but I do feel for them now because their dad is a fucking rat and they gotta live with it. And their dad told on their uncle and their cousin or whatever who he is and fuck with their people's legacy when he could have just went to prison like a man and got his ass whatever 10, 20 years he was getting. Because once you get in trouble, it's basically like this. Even like as a kid, when you're a kid, you get in trouble as a kid, you handle your own punishment, or else we're gonna say you're a fucking tattletale, you're a crybaby, you're a this or you're a that. You get in trouble as a kid and you get punished, that's on you to handle that. And that's a good principle to learn as a kid. Because when you get an adult and you get in trouble, but you want to look for another way, somebody else to take to get in trouble with you or get in trouble for you, that's some sucker shit. That's some weird shit. That means you did some weird shit in your life, your whole, you know, you did a lot of fucked up shit in your lifespan, guaranteed. If you willing to tell on somebody because you got caught red-handed and you know, that's like homie that's, yeah, come from under the car, come on out. They got us, man. They got us. No, they got you, motherfucker. They got you. You should be happy for me that I'm about to get up. When y'all move, I'm crawl from under the car and get the fuck out of here. But no, you want me to go down with you or you want me to go down for you. And if you think, if you, you know, you got a co-defendant, you get locked up, he don't, your bitch ass want him there with you. That's some sucker. Fuck boy. That's some ultimate fuck boy shit. I'm here by myself. And he out living life. That's gay almost. I'm sorry to say it. I don't got nothing against gay people, but that's weird. You go do your shit by yourself, handle your business by your fucking self. Fuck all that, and then the dead, disturbing the dead, disturbing, bringing up the dead. You know how disgusting that was. This man got kids, T.I. cousin. It's years later. You're bringing his name up and saying like he the one that committed these crimes. It's fucked up. Now, first of all, it's fucked up for him that he went and told on everybody. He told on the dude, but then later he's bringing it back out. He's bringing up this guy's name. You feel me? And reactivating these feelings of fucking. It's foul. Cause you know this guy got family too, just like you. You is family. What forced you to go throw his name in the mix all of a sudden? What forced you to go bring him up? Why? Why? Because your music flopped? The music flopped because you old and you suck. You think you're smarter than everybody else. You know, with your little vocabulary, indubitably, or whatever the fuck you be saying. But you really a foul, selfish, slime ball, grind ball. Let's be honest here, man. Let's be honest. And I just want to know, why did you bring this back up all of a sudden? You know what I mean? All of a sudden, out the blue, he's bringing this up on some small platform because I think, you know why? That platform was in ATL. Homies are like, yo, I know niggas is at him like, why? Like, how are you out? How you only did that year? Tell us what the fuck happened. Because they got people that went away forever for a fucking assault rifle, one of them alone. Let alone 7 of them with silencers and 29 of this and all kind of just ridiculous shit. They got friends that went away for one goddamn assault rifle. They got friends that went away for one handgun and did 7 years, shit like that. You got caught with an abundance of guns and you got out in one fucking year, one measly year. And I know you're thinking that too. You was thinking that too. Because you got friends, T.I., that went away for, you know, more than one fucking year for way less than you did. Even friends with money to pay for good lawyers, all that type of shit. And still got to go do their fucking time. But you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. And you did more than tell on the dead. I guarantee you did. But just look at the character, like, of him doing that. But look at the fact that he's bringing the situation back up when nobody was saying shit about him. Look at that. When I say about reading characters and shit, if you read a character, it's going to tell you the answer. Did he snitch? Read his character. Is he really a selfish scumbag? Read his character. Is she really a piece of shit? Read characters. Read what they do, their movements. What are they doing? Their actions. You know what I mean? The actions will tell you. For somebody to tell on their cousin who got killed, and it wasn't like a long time ago. This is recent. You know, I don't know if he got killed. I'm sorry, but he died. And to tell on him, yeah, that's one thing. But to bring up his name and how that's years later. That's over 10 years, I think. Years later, laughing, giggling at a fucking local podcast in Atlanta somewhere, or whatever the fuck. They went viral now, but laughing and giggling. Yeah, he was dead, and I had a conversation with him. Indubitably. I'm sorry, I don't know no big words, but you know, T.I. always use all them big words because he think he's smarter than everybody. Another character trait that I can't stand, because that right there is a selfish, ultimate selfish shit. Always trying to correct people. Your comedy bullshit, trash, super duper fucking trash. You know what's fucked up is it's insulting that more comedians, and shout out to fucking Godfrey. I love Godfrey, a real one. He came the fuck out against T.I. and he spoke some real shit. Because if you seen T.I. comedy, like, stop it. Stop with the fake shit. Be honest with him. Tell him he sucks. And he sucks now as a rapper. He's over for him as a rapper. His shit did not have the Fountain of Youth involved in the music. It wasn't classics. He didn't have real classics like that. He's done and he know it. And now he's coming out with this sucker shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? He needs to go into movies, acting, and he needs to actually his life movie, it gotta be a good biopic. That'll gonna get him a bag or whatever. I know he rich, he not really concerned about a bag. You know what his concern is? He can't look in the fucking mirror at himself. He got King and all his sons, all of them looking at him like he's this, but he really know he not that. And when I say read the character now, based on the fact that he told on his dead cousin, and then 10 years later, he's bringing up his cousin name and telling us, yeah, I told on him. He did. He told me to do, like, making it a joke, hee hee ha ha. Based on that, how do you think he's acting in prison? How do you think he acts in prison? You feel me? What do you think his actions are in prison? Scumboy. Fuck boy. Got played many a times and talked his way out of situations all day long. You feel me? It's obvious, man. I'm a hood baby that listen to hip hop. I love hip hop. I love T.I. back in the day. But when you you gotta go past what's going on, what you see. You gotta read the fucking character traits of the nigga. Young boy selling crack, got locked up, got out. He got with that girl Tiny, who was already popping. Had more money than him back then. He did his thing, put out his music, became richer than her. Now, what's the first thing a fuckboy gonna do? To the loyal one, to the one that held you down all these years and put you on and put you in a position and has you looking good with her money. A fuckboy is gonna shit on her, run around doing all this, doing whatever he was doing. And that's why they divorced and whatever, they working it out or whatever. But he didn't show her no type of loyalty. She probably played with him too. I understand that, but what do you expect from her? She gonna play with him because he played with her. It's obvious. I could guarantee he did a lot of stupid, disrespectful shit and got caught up. Now it make me think about when he got accused of all them sex allegations. You feel me? What they said he was tying up girls, using his star power to do freaky shit with the girls. Maybe the girls wanted it too, but if you don't got total confirmation from these bras, and really, it should be all. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'll put the shit on camera. Okay, we about to do this, that, and this. I'm about to tie you up, slap the shit out you, this and that. You agree with this? Camera on her. Yes, yes. Really, that's how you got to move out here nowadays, man. Because, remember that movie of Martin? It's a thin line between love and hate. It's a thin line between a fan and a motherfucking fatal attracted killer. Or somebody just fatally just hates you and want to fuck up your career and ruin you. I'm not saying that's the case with T.I. because I really now, knowing what I know about him, I think there's a chance his selfish ass was doing that with these bros, bringing them in, using his star power. His wife, she probably a freak too. She with it, no problem. But if the girl ain't with it, she ain't with it, homie. The girl ain't with it, she ain't with it. Everybody don't come and meet T.I. and having a brain. Oh, I want to be tied up by you, and no, they meeting a star, Tiny a star too. That's two stars. Now imagine that star power for the average fan. He could really take advantage of that. The average fan from our areas, urban areas. You could really take an R&B star and a hip hop star, a couple bringing somebody in. Imagine that. And they got caught with the pills and the ecstasy. We know they drink. We know that. Now imagine that under the influence, two major stars. While they're under the influence, their influence is super major in that fan's life to where that fan will do anything that the stars say. And later, the fan might realize, what the fuck did I do? That was fucked up. They fucking took advantage of me, and I don't like it. I can't deal with it. I gotta say something about it. Yeah, it's possible. We can't all say, "Oh, them bitches lying on TR." They lying. No, because that's a problem too in our community. Big problem amongst the black women. We always say the black woman lying, or oh nah, that bitch. No. First of all, we got to take care of the black woman, and we can't, anything we hear about them, we got to investigate. We always got to give them the benefit of the doubt, and not just the black woman. But I'm just saying that because it's a thing. It's a stigma to where it's like, what? Nah, that bitch lying. Oh yeah, I believe you, homie. She's lying. You feel me? That easy. When we talk about some crazy shit like the shit that they've been accused of, you got to investigate before you come to the conclusion. That's all. And based on these other facts that's coming out about T.I., I really could believe that shit. You feel me? I kind of could believe it. Based on all this shit that's coming out about him, his character traits, I could believe he got drunk off of power. And him and his wife, who's a star, and let's not lie, Escape, they got a staple in the black community, in the urban community, and not only that, just of the '90s, they were like legends, and they still legends. Let's not front here. Let's be real. You got T.I., a hip hop star, went platinum guy. Then you got Tiny. That influence could influence. You know what I mean? So basically, yeah. And another thing I wanted to analyze is a lot of rappers getting caught for some real shit and not doing like the time that you would expect. With this new information about telling on the dead and how you see T.I. maneuver and get through it and do what he did, Keefe D, he the first one to come out and speak on it. But you got to realize when you're involved in a real gang like Keefe D is, T.I., I'm talking about a real gang organization, there's things you got to answer to. You have to answer to certain things. I'm sure Keefe D got questioned about that. How the fuck you get caught with all this wet and your ass is out, nigga? How? Now it's convenient that it was his nephew who's supposed to be shot Tupac. And it's not hard. It's not, it's not hard to believe because his nephew is the one that got his ass beat by Tupac in the casino. It was very easy to believe. But is it true? His nephew dead. We don't know if that shit is true or not, homie, for real. He went to court trying to fight for his name. And we said, look at this nigga. He's we know he did it. Don't give him nothing. How you know he did it? I hate that shit. Because really, court is about proving without reasonable doubt. Proving beyond reasonable doubt. Lane. Court's about proving beyond reasonable doubt. I don't agree with convicting this dead man. He not alive. He ain't go to trial for it. And sorry, the case is unsolved. Period. Lane didn't do it. It's unsolved. Nobody know who did it. I'm not believing no fucking lying ass OG nigga. We all like, I'm not believing that. Sorry. I'm just not. And I'm not believing T.I. in that situation either. And I guarantee you, there was more info on from both of these motherfuckers that came out about it. Shout out to the homie. Telling is telling, no matter if he dead or not. Yep. Shout out to the homie EST. Shout out to the homie James Hudson all day, every day. Because really, like I said before, you a foul motherfucker. They got family and shit. You feel me? That's the thing that people don't give a fuck about. It's people that still living life, being strong, alive, gonna have kids, in schools, in job forces, and people that are fans Lane got family that are fans of Tupac. That's a guarantee. Because they out of LA and everything. That's a guarantee. Now, just like what Keefe D did, coming out later about the situation for no reason really, other than that clout. You feel me? Other than that clout chasing, because really we wasn't talking about Keefe D at all. Never. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think the first time I heard about Keefe D is through this shit. I feel like because I was in Cali half my life and I was in New York half my life. I feel like I know Keefe D. I feel like I heard him a lot, but at the same time, I realized I didn't. I know him off of this Tupac, of course. You know what I mean? I heard about him off this Tupac situation. But what was his motive to come out now and say this shit? I'm gonna tell you. Real gang members have to answer this real shit. That's part of it. That's part of it because all day long, Keefe D could have been saying that same, you know what I mean? Well, hold up. Keefe D could have been living his life, but he got to go back to his hood at some point. When he go back to his hood, this dude looks like he got a fight and got hit in his top lip. Yeah, I did. I've been in a lot of fights, my nigga. What's up? You wanna run that? We could run that too. But Keefe D, and after he did that interview, he started doing mad other interviews. He started being an internet sensation, and I guarantee a couple of people gave him that bag for sure. A couple of people gave him that bag, and he was able to do things with it. I don't agree with telling on the dead, no, and I don't agree with bringing the shit up in the blogs later, 20, 30 years later, 10 years later, to say why you're free. Because you told on yourself again right there. That's not why you free, homie. That's definitely not why you free. Right now, you're trying to use that because it's all old. Ain't nobody gonna pull up no, you know what I mean? No paperwork on it. Nobody's gonna look into it really. They're gonna take what you're saying and run with it now. With T.I. shit. But I heard Wack got his paperwork or whatever. But yo, scumbags. I hate motherfuckers that think they smarter than everybody. And really they foul ass scumbags. I can't stand that shit, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't tell me something, you know what I mean? You talking about my upper lip, gay ass nigga. Talk about I got something in my eye, nigga. But you know, but shout out to the homies EST and Hudson all day. But y'all feel me like telling is telling. And if you're a civilian, yeah, I get it, whatever the fuck else. These dudes are far from civilians. T.I., crack record. We gotta go back now and really analyze that. Cause he didn't really do no real time. I think he went to the county behind some crack shit back in the day. He probably told way back then. Like, let's be real here. He probably ran his fucking mouth way back then. Well, I'm a king. Nigga, kings ain't with that. Real kings gonna go down. Real kings gonna go down and do what they gotta do on their own. I feel like Thug's been holding it down so far. Whatever, I don't care what everybody think or whatever. Oh, he a killer, he this, he that, whatever. Let them prove it. But as far as running your mouth and just because your selfish ass want to get out and see what your broad is doing, she's sucking and fucking somebody else off top. You claim it's for your kids. It ain't about your kids. It's about your selfish ass wanting to get out. You feel me? T.I. said his cousin came to him in a dream and told him it was okay to tell. I would dare me and say that. I don't know. I get what you're saying. T.I. said his cousin came. His cousin came to him in a dream. Like I said about reading characters. The boy is full of shit. Anybody that think they smarter than you are running their mouth, saying all these big ass words, indubitably. You know what I mean? Well, the introspective, intellectual, shut the fuck up, you rat. because you told on more people than your dead cousin. Rest in peace. That's fucked up what you did to your cousin's family, you piece of shit. I don't jack none of that shit. But let's use Lil Durk situation. He put King Von on, and now that Von is here, you think Von would approve of that? Approve of what? I'm a little confused. Nah, Von would never approve of Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll get it now. Of telling on the dead. How'd all this information come out though about Von? Oh, he did this, he did that. Somebody says something besides these YouTubers. These YouTubers getting that information from somebody. The feds is behind a lot of these YouTubes too. I hope y'all know that. The feds is behind a lot of these YouTubers. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Von would definitely not agree. No gangster's gonna agree with that. No stand-up real one's gonna agree with that. None. Period. Von got kids. Everybody know the rumors and everything that's on the internet about Von. But how would Von feel about Durk saying that shit and putting the stamp on it? Like, yeah, this kid is a fucking. How would Nah, because the kids. I don't think them niggas really think about the kids either. But it ain't for them either. It's because these young niggas, they don't care about the kids. I seen Von grab the little girl and say, the little boy, and make him put his hand like a gun and say, kill that op, shoot that. You know what I mean? So, but when you in that life, I could imagine when you about just, you know what I mean? When it's about kill and you really scared that somebody gonna roll up and kill your ass when you in your neighborhood, it's so stupid. It's like this gang shit is fucking wild. You feel me? I could imagine him having them feelings of like fuck them and like kill them ops and teach the kids kill them ops. I could kind of imagine that, but I just can't see it because, man, I guess I'm a little older too though. So let's not forget that. We need to stop glorifying people like Von. All he did was kill black men. I agree. I definitely agree. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people are fans of Von's music, and I consider myself a fan of like hardcore hip hop or whatever. But for some reason, that Von shit was too real for me. It was too real for me, man. I can't do it. Then you got the square bear next to you, and the lanes had never been in no action, loving it. Oh, this Von. Oh, like they really like. They never seen somebody head get blown off right next to them. They never held somebody that's dying. They never seen no action, and they listening to this shit, and they really with it. And I be looking at them like, you really don't even like. It's kind of it's crazy. You feel me? For real. I was just speaking on the snitching on the dead situation. Yeah, and shout out to you, my boy, Trading War Stories. Because and my issue with snitching on the dead, like I said, is the dead got family. You don't throw that darkness on that whole family like that, like for your own safety, you bitch ass nigga. He dead, and your bitch ass got caught up in some sucker shit, and you got to go down. You want to bring up the dead, bring up that whole shit, bring up the fact that the family was mourning, and they probably just now getting over shit. You bring it back up because of your selfish reasons. You feel me? Nobody talked about that in all these YouTubes and all them shits. Nobody talked about that. But don't worry, y'all. That's what I'm here for. You feel me? You know what I mean? But it's crazy. And I don't agree with telling on the dead at all. That's some fuck boy shit. But that's your boy Bush. That's how I feel. I had to get that off my chest.